Say you'd like your flirting to lead to a little something more. Well, next on Evening, we'll show you how.
The great American pastime, flirting. Everybody does it. Few people really understand it. For most of us, it's a baffling, emotional, even irrational experience. But for Dr. Timothy Perper, a former Rutgers professor, flirting is a science.
For those of you who lived in 1983, here's a bit of nostalgia for you. Here's some candid footage of people at a bar, at the mall, walking down the street, at a beauty salon, getting their hair did. So anyways, here's a look back at 1983.
Few people really know what goes on between men and women. We have ideas about it, feelings about it. But what do we really know in the sense of science?
Not enough for Perper, so he spent the last 2.5 years of his life studying flirting in over 80 singles bars for over 900 hours. And what has he learned? Well, get out your little black books, because here come the 5 basic steps to a successful flirtation.
Well, the first step is when one person, and very often it's the woman, approaches the man. She walks up to him. Now, the reason this is important is that the man has to acknowledge that. He has to turn to her, look, recognize that she's done this. And if he doesn't do that, then the interaction will stop right there. After they've done that, then the two people will begin to turn towards each other. Slowly, in little shifts of movement. And that can take up to a half an hour.
Just one look, that's all it took. Just one look, that's all it took. Just one look.
One of the most crucial events, though, of the entire flirtation is the touch.
He touched me.
One person leans out, and again, it's often the woman.
He put his hand near mine, and then he touched me.
And what the man should do under those circumstances, lean, perhaps touch your...
Just remember, kids, tobacco is wacko.
For people, it's not so. But tonight we're going to meet a lady named Suzanne Summers who says that you don't have to worry after your 39th birthday. She has the secrets to staying young. What are the secrets to staying young?
I think taking vitamin A for your skin prevents wrinkles, and eating good, and a good sex life.
What should women do to stay looking young?
Keep active. Keep active. Do what?
Active?
Sure. Take an interest in things. And to go everywhere and see everything there is to see.
Everyone's talking about how to stay young, and everyone has different ideas about how women can keep that youthful look forever.
Really easy exercise that's great for firming up tummies. It's called a roll-up. What you do is hold a weight in front of you, roll down, and roll up, making sure that you keep your knees bent so you protect your lower back.
Author and beauty expert Suzanne Summers has a new twist on the age-old idea of staying young. She says you can age with style, and for examples, she points to the famous, fit, and fabulous faces over 40. What do Allie McGraw, Stephanie Powers, and Linda Evans have in common? Well, according to Susan, they've discovered the secret to looking lovely after 40.
I think that a lot of women approach 40 with trepidation, but yet we have to realize that it's a monster of our own making, because really nothing happens to you at 40. You don't wake up and have, your chin down to your ankle. There is nothing that changes. It's just a continuation of life from 20 on.
But there are differences between a 40-year-old woman and when you're 20.
There are differences. But one could view that those differences are better, that experience makes you richer, that it's not until you're 40 that you can be truly glamorous. There are lots of ways of thinking, and I think your attitude is what molds your entire approach to life.
How would you just encapsulate some tips for women who are approaching 40?
People like Jane Fonda, people like Allie McGraw, they look wonderful. They are obviously taking care of themselves. There's no doubt about it. But they are becoming involved in not only their body, but their mind too. They're keeping busy, etc., etc. I think that it's a whole mind-body connection.
In her new book, Beauty After 40, Susan talks to celebrities who share their beauty secrets.
Exercise, watching what you eat, etc. Those kind of things are really important. And then, of course, there are those little tricks that all the movie stars seem to practice that work for the woman in the street, too, i.e. covering dark circles with camouflage cream.
We visited Chaz's salon to meet Mary Ellen Ankeny, who, believe it or not, is past 40, and we put Susan's hard-earned advice to the test. Susan, how should women who are 40 or over apply their makeup? Do you use more makeup or the same as you've always worn?
After the age of 40, less is really more.
Really?
Yes, you should apply less makeup, but apply it better. Apply it...
Okay, how do you apply it better? I mean,
what you really have to do is very appealing.
But not everybody could wear a suit like that.
Not everybody would want to wear a suit like this. This is really great for someone who might be narrow-hipped and short-legged, because a short jacket makes the legs look longer. And maybe a woman who wants to camouflage a little crepiness at the throat, because the collar is high. And someone who wants a lot of versatility in a suit.
Let me just name some people who are 40 or over, and you tell me what you think of them. Allie McGraw.
Allie McGraw takes care of herself. She dances every day. She really takes care of her skin, and she really watches what she eats.
Jane Fonda.
She wears much less makeup now than she ever wore, and her hair is much more natural. And in fact, by having a youthful stride and a youthful body, a youthful haircut, and wearing less makeup, she looks more youthful.
Now, Susan is a few years shy of 40, but her advice couldn't be more timely, because very shortly there will be more women over 40 than under, and people's attitudes toward age and beauty are starting to change. Do you think women get better as they get older?
It depends on their state of mind, I think. Some do and some don't.
Not the state of their body?
I still think it comes from within rather than outside.
I don't think that youth is something that necessarily is tied with chronology. I think it's something that has more to do with how you feel.
Does a woman get better as she gets older?
Yes,
Why?
because she gets more experienced. She sees life a little differently. She's not as selfish, a little more mature.
What would be the single most important thing in a woman looking good once she gets to be 40 or over?
I think probably having the right attitude, understanding that change is natural and change is good, and that there's beauty at every age. It may not be the same beauty as when you're 20. It may be a different beauty. I mean, it's something that Joan Fontaine told me when I was interviewing her for the book, that there's beauty in the morning and there's beauty in the late afternoon, too.
We'll be back in a moment.
Well, there you have it, 1983, the year of Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All. Great album. And who can't forget Ozzy Osbourne? Oh! Bark at the Moon. That's a great album. So 1983, it's kind of interesting. That's when Sean Connery went for his last ride as James Bond. The Griswold family went for their first vacation. Let's see what else happened in 83. Scarface came out. Risky Business. Trading Places. The Dead Echolode in the Method. The Big Chill. Terms of Endearment. Return of the Jedi. Flashdance. A Christmas Story. The Right Stuff. Blue Thunder. See Josh. 3D. Sudden Impact. Yeah, Clint Eastwood. The Dead Zone. Michael Keaton. Mr. Mom. Staying Alive. Staying Alive. Staying Alive. Now, who thought it'd be a good idea to do a sequel to Saturday Night Fever? Let alone have that character try to be a Broadway dancer. Just stupid. Christine. For you horror car movie fans. Superman 3. I've never heard of Silkwood. Never heard of Tender Mercies. Rumblefist, Dr. Detroit. The Outsiders, that's a good one. And a bunch of crap movies probably didn't make $1. Fanny and Alexander. Richard Pryor, Here and Now, forgot about that. Videodrome. Zillig. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this look back at 1983. God bless. Or devil bless. Or nothing happens when you die. Whatever you believe in. Ta-da! Well, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, as I will be posting more goodies from my collection. From fun stuff, to silly stuff, to idiots, nostalgia, just plain crap. So stay tuned, everybody.